So last year, like last spring, my partner and I decided we were ready to try to create a family, and we went to a sperm. We like got sperm from a sperm bank, and we decided to try a process called IUI, which is intrauterine insemination, which is basically like it's like sex. I mean, like it's like more advanced than sex, but it doesn't require any drugs. It doesn't require any like really invasive intervention. They basically just take the sperm and they put it through your cervix into your uterus. And, if there's implantation, you become pregnant. And we went to our local LGBTQ health center to do that, called Howard Brown. And it just felt really important to us that it felt important to us to try that route, because the other options are very invasive and sort of scary and expensive. And we just thought, you know what, we'll just try a couple times with this IUI thing. And if it doesn't work, so then we'll maybe move on, or maybe we'll adopt. And we were just feeling very open to it. And anyway, the very first time I tried to get pregnant, I did. And that was the very first time that sperm has ever been in my body. So it was really miraculous. It was really, really miraculous. Yeah.
So I wonder, you said you were looking at a few other things, but how did you come to this process? Like, how did you learn about it?
Oh, just being in queer community and knowing other people who've tried to start families, and I think just like as a queer person, you just know what, if you're a resourceful person, you know what options there are available. I mean, it's not like there are a ton of options. So if you're a person who's interested in trying to build a family, you ask questions, you talk to your doctor, you talk to other people and figure out what feels most comfortable to you. And that's what we went with. Yeah.
So I wonder if you could talk a little about your experience in those medical settings and in those healthcare settings, especially as a person in queer relationship.
Yeah. So I have a very real fear of doctors and medical environments. So this was a big deal for me that I was going to be sort of subjecting myself. I mean, before you even try to get pregnant, you'd go through a lot of blood testing, and you get like, they literally drew like 7 vials of blood for me one day, just to test my hormone levels, because you don't want to start putting sperm in your body if there's a chance that there's something wrong that needs to be addressed. So there's a lot that goes into it, and you have to choose the sperm, all that stuff. So it wasn't like we just showed up one day, but it being able to go to an LGBTQ health center felt really good to me and to my partner, because again, representation just matters, and this is such a sensitive and sort of scary thing to go through, that in just like the dominant medical, like Western world, there's always an assumption that you're straight, especially in this world of trying to create a family. And we didn't want to have to deal with any providers saying like, asking which one is the man or which one is the one, we didn't want to have to deal with any sort of uncomfortable questions or assumptions. I didn't want to have to educate any medical providers about what our situation is. I just wanted to like be seen and like welcomed and celebrated. And, so that's how we decided to go to the LGBTQ. And thank God in Chicago, we have this really amazing health center, and the staff there was incredible. It was, so after I had a miscarriage after my pregnancy, and then I tried to get pregnant through IUI 4 more times, and actually five more times. And for some people, it's not very painful, but for other people, it's extremely painful. And unfortunately, I was on the extremely painful end of the spectrum. And for me, it was like pretty unbearable pain. But because I was in the right environment, I was with the right providers, like they stuck with me, and, we got it done. And yeah, I felt like I was in the right environment, even though it was very, very painful.